Good morning, folks. Sorry we're a couple minutes late getting started today. First thing we'd like to do is welcome Scott Brown from the Auditor of State's office to the podium, and he has a few remarks to make. Sir.
Thank you, Commissioner. I won't take up much of your time, but the state auditor asked me to be here to recognize one of your own. Commissioner Levacy was recently appointed as the chairman of Ohio's Elder Abuse Commission. And if you don't mind, I'll read a short message from the auditor. Whereas the Elder Abuse Commission, established in 2009, serves as a statewide forum for strengthening education, awareness, coordination, and prevention efforts to protect Ohio's aging population, particularly as incidents of elder abuse continue to rise. And whereas the Ohio Attorney General's Elder Abuse Commission has entered a new chapter of leadership under its newly appointed chairman, Dave Levacy, marking a significant moment for statewide elder justice efforts. And whereas Chairman Levacy's active leadership has been widely recognized for his results-driven approach and steadfast voice in the fight against elder abuse, neglect, and exploitation across the state, and whereas under Chairman Levacy's leadership, the commission is poised to advance collaborative solutions, improve statewide response systems, and support victims and families seeking accountability and protection. Therefore, I recognize and congratulate Chairman Dave Levacy on his appointment as chairman of the Ohio Elder Abuse Commission, signed Keith Faber, Auditor of State of Ohio. Care.
But normally this is the time when you say a few words, so I've already said a few words and I'm not going to say any more.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think you see that.
Oh, he's got to go with one more camera. Oh, that was my camera. That's the camera's camera.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Gold seal on and everything.
If nothing else, my wife, and this may sound a little morbid, but at least at my funeral, they'll have a lot of stuff on display.
We all made the what face there, Dave?
I know, but
Well, I've never said anything to cause people to go, what?
Not yet.
All right, welcome to our meeting, folks. We're excited to hear from Health Commissioner Joe Ebel this morning. He's going to give us a 15-minute update on the health report.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Commission. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you this morning. Just provide a short update. The health department, kind of our exciting big picture things that we've been working on was the community health assessment that we completed last fall. So that was a survey of 700 plus respondents in the community, interviews with community leaders and nonprofit leaders, and a lot of data from our data resources on disease, causes of death, things like that. So that assessment was completed. It's available on our website. And from that data, we identified a creative plan on how we improve the kind of weaknesses that we've identified in our community. So that's the community health improvement plan, and we've had a couple of public meetings, but very well attended people from almost all our public health partners, social services,
The hospital system, everybody participated in mental health. And we've identified some priority areas where we think we need to work in our community over the next 3 years. And that document's just about ready to be finalized, and we'll include a work plan. Who's going to be doing what, who's focusing on the different priorities. So we're excited to get that finished and get working on that. And then our strategic plan for the health department itself. We've had meetings with our entire staff and with our board of health to identify what those priorities are internally from the department, and develop the strategies and goals to kind of lead us into the future. And that will be done here in the next month or so. A lot of big picture planning. I know the county's done a lot of great things with planning in the future, and just like with your plans, we hope ours is something that is a living document, will be updated as we go, not just do it every 3 years and forget about it. So looking forward to getting that completed. We're also nationally accredited health professional through the Public Health Accreditation Board. Ohio actually got the most nationally accredited health departments in the nation. Just had a celebration a couple months ago for Ohio. Over 90% of the residents in the state are served by an accredited health department, and that far exceeds any other state in the nation. Our five years ago, plus we were accredited, and every 5 years you have to be re-accredited. So that's a lengthy process, and we're nearing the end of that. Our site visit coming up, and we expect it to be re-accredited, documenting the improvements we've made since the first time. I always want to see that you're always moving forward and working on the quality improvement, not just sustaining what you did 5 years ago. So that'll be a relief to get that done. Our WIC caseload has been increasing for the last couple of years. We've actually received additional funding from the state, recognizing that our caseload has increased. But unfortunately, because the pot of money from the federal government stays the same, it usually means they have to take money from some other counties where their caseloads have dropped. Often the side population, if you're shrinking community, you're shrinking caseloads. But in our case, we're a growing community, and especially in the Pickerington office at our Tuscany Road facility, we've seen a big increase in clients. A couple of years ago, we were only there 2 days a week. Now we're there 5 days a week with full-time staff that are assigned there, and we're running out of room for that even. So a lot of growth there, a lot of need, especially with the price of food being so high. Trying to feed a family every little bit helps. Our garage project is a physical project at our facility. I think John told me we were going to be in there in November of last year, and for some reason it ran over. Construction projects never do that. I don't know. We finally get to that building. John staff came in and helped build all the shelves for us in there and get it in, so we're really happy about that. It'll allow us to end the lease on 4 storage units that we were renting off site. I'm trying to get everybody to stop by the dumpster on the way to the new garage, so we don't put everything in there. But that'll really help us, be right there, allow trucks to pull in and offload, get shipments, car seats and cribs and things like that to come in on pallets. And we have a dedicated bay for our mosquito control program, so that equipment and chemicals can be safely stored. So it'll really enhance that program as well. So thanks for the assistance with getting that done. In with the building in general, the improvements have been done out there over the years. They've been impressive. And every time we have a big meeting, we're fortunate enough to have it in the Levacy Center. Everybody's blown away with that facility. Tick-borne diseases are floating, not just in our county, but throughout Ohio. Lyme disease is still the most prevalent tick-borne disease. Where when I started, wasn't Lyme disease in the country, and then it became like, if you have Lyme disease, you must have traveled to the East Coast. Now it's basically all through Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, it's spread everywhere. And we saw 11 cases in April, which was high for that early in the year. Our main numbers that aren't out yet, but peak months for Lyme disease cases reported are June and July. So we're expecting to see a lot of cases.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah.
If you know, what would be the symptomology on that?
Well, usually, the one thing everybody remembers is you get like a bullseye rash. So, on your leg, where you get a red area with maybe a lighter color or center. But a lot of times that's not noticeable or doesn't happen. So it can be, fever, aches and pains, being tired and achy, type of symptoms that you might not think about if you didn't remember that you had a tick. And a lot of times, people don't remember that there was a tick on them. The upside is for a tick, they're really transmitted. It usually has to be attached for at least 24 hours. So if you do see one crawling on you, you're fine. But if it's been indoors and full of blood, then there's a chance if it was infected, you could be infected.
And if I might, just one more question on that issue. If it's caught early, leaving aside comorbidities, what's the prognosis?
I think in most cases, like I say, getting it early is key, and then it's a simple antibiotic treatment. So I think the bigger issue is when it's not identified, and then it's months and or a year before they figure it out that they have more ongoing problems.
Okay, thank you. Please continue.
So for ticks, the biggest thing we can recommend is the prevention. I used to always say, stay out of the areas where ticks live, in woods and in leaf litter, and stay on the trail. Those are still good ideas, especially a lot of the ticks we have here are American dog ticks. They don't carry Lyme, but they do carry recommended spotted fever sometimes. And those are still good prevention tactics, but realistically, the ticks are in your yard, they're in the mowed grass, they're pretty much everywhere. So on top of taking general prevention, that you need to just check yourself for ticks frequently. If you see a tick, remove it right away. And then watch for any symptoms that might develop. If it was actually attached to you. And then then if you develop symptoms, then you seek health care and let your provider know that you did have a tick. So, but it is a combination of this prevention and awareness at this point. In your own properties, you can do some treatments and try to control the ticks. But if you're like me, you like to get out and walk the trails and go out with your dogs and things. It's not pertinent to avoid it completely.
Steve and Dave and I spend an awful lot of time walking.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just looking into the next month, just wanted to call out a few things on the calendar. There is not a Board of Commissioners meeting on either July 7th or July 14th. The remaining 2 Tuesdays, there will be meetings there. Throughout the month of June, we will be meeting each Tuesday at 9. However, I want to point out that Commissioner Davis will be out the week of June 15th and therefore not in attendance at the June 16th meeting. So just verifying that Commissioner Fix and Commissioner Levacy are available on June 16th.
Yep.
Dave, that good for you?
Yep.
Thank you. Was made aware of by Jane Hanley at Board of Elections in House Bill 180. It's been introduced and does include provisions that would permit split shifts for precinct election officials, otherwise known as PEOs, while also modifying their compensation structure. So under that proposed legislation, the base pay would increase from the current $133 and 72 cents to $246.40 for a full day shift. That calculation is based on that being 140% of the minimum wage. And then $228.80 for a shift of less than a half day. And that's what, based on 130% of the minimum wage. The fight beginning or ending? And these rates are based on the projected 26 minimum wage. Because Ohio's minimum wage has increased annually over the past 3 years, this compensation could continue to rise in future years. Using the 2026 minimum wage figures, the estimate is that this change would increase the Fairfield County Board of Elections precinct election officials budget line item by about 60,000. So Jane is merely pointing this out to us at this point, and I asked for her to stay in communication with me as this progressed through its legislative process. Questions?
Yeah, I assume that the current iteration of that bill just has the state pushing that cost onto us, and their mandate onto us without the state compensating us for complying with the mandate.
That is correct. Next topic here, and I'm gonna look to Amy from the prosecutor's office to assist with this one about evaluating a potential resolution regarding the use of county jail for imprisoning individuals who violate municipal ordinances. The sheriff has raised this concern and been working with the prosecutor's office to see what solutions might be available. Amy?
So you all have, I believe, seen a draft resolution. The commissioners have the ability to prohibit jail inmates from municipalities that have mayor's courts if they don't have an active agreement with the county to use the jail. It's my understanding that none of the villages with mayor's courts, except for Canal, has a contract to use the jail from their mayor's courts inmates. So it's my understanding the commissioners like to basically put on a resolution saying you're prohibited unless you have a contract. Is my understanding correct?
Yes.
So that is supported under law. I believe there was a question about whether you needed separate resolutions for each municipality. Looking at the statute, it's our opinion that you can prohibit all the current municipalities with mayor's courts from using the jail absent a contract. However, if a municipality enacts a mayor's court post the effective date of this resolution, whenever it's passed, you would need an updated resolution to address that. But for the current mayor's courts, you could do a resolution. Under 1905:26.
The resolution that we have in front of us today is,
That one.
You don't have one yet, but
so that's kind of a decision point from our standpoint, whether we want to block them all
correct.
or just handle them problematically, so to speak.
Correct. And I'm not aware, and I think there was a discussion, I don't think I ever saw the answer. How many mayor's courts are there? I'm not even sure. I'm aware of.
Pickerington Canal.
No.
Pleasant Valley.
They just shut theirs down.
They don't know.
That answers that question.
I don't know if there are any beyond that. So like I said, we already have a contract, so that's not an issue. And I don't believe Pickerington cites under a city ordinance because I think they just cited with the ORC. So, and to be clear, that only comes into play if villages cite under their city ordinances. If they're the crimes are committed within their territorial limits and they're cited under the Ohio Revised Code, they would be able to come into our jail. So it's just when it's cited under their village ordinance, just to be.
I could go either way on this, not a hill to die on, but I would prefer to handle it problematically currently.
Sorry, I drowned out what was the last thing you said?
I would prefer to handle it problematically currently. In other words,
Yeah.
when, whack-a-mole sticks and set up, then we deal with it. That's what I do.
So list specifically.
Just address them specifically, I guess is what I'm saying.
Municipalities' names in, you do it in one resolution, I guess, or you.
And I guess the reason I'm thinking not to do the blanket
Yeah.
is because Pickerington's a legit contributor. And there's nothing wrong there that we're currently aware of. And so I don't want to,
So I think it'd just be Baltimore.
what's that?
It'd just be Baltimore that we're talking.
That's where I stand on it right now. Then, if problems arise in the future, we can deal with them. I think just to folks that are listening, wondering why this conversation is even coming up. Under the current situation, it's a little precarious for one side or the other when a village puts someone in our jail from a mayor's court, regardless of whether you think that should ever happen. When it does, the issues is taking care of that inmate, particularly in a medical situation. That's not clear to me. And perhaps not clear to the parties. Need clarity on that issue.
And it from all our other partners that use the jail, obviously, we have contracts with all the Out County entities that use the jail, we have use the jail, we have a contract with Canal to use the jail, that outlines those concerns. Jail is now a PREA certified institution, so that's another consideration that we need folks to be agreeing to specifically. Like I said, we just wanted to get a handle on, I guess, who was, because if a village, it doesn't have their own courthouse. That's what they call a jail or workhouse in the code. You know, you don't get a free ride using the county jail if you're trying to cite under your codified ordinance. So obviously our office supports that, and we can certainly tailor the resolution called for, and then it can be on for next week for.
And the sheriff was also in agreement with this approach.
I didn't know that. Happened to land on the same side. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. And Stephen, I think that was offering assistance as well on that topic.
Draft, so he doesn't see it.
Thank you, Stephen.
The other Steve.
The review packet does contain a list of administrative approvals, and we have 36 resolutions on the agenda for the regular voting meeting. And a frog in my throat. Commissioners have a resolution to appropriate $15,000 from unappropriated to pay Dinsmore for legal services related to arbitrage rebate compliance. The IRS does require these calculations to be completed every 5 years until bond proceeds have been fully expended. After discussions with Treasurer Bonson, Auditor Brown, as well as the prosecutor's office, we all felt confident going forward with this approach. The latest round of bonds is what kind of triggered this, but we are having agreements to cover all of those and have Dinsmore be helpful to us. But we are needing to appropriate $15,000 to be able to have these processed. Joe, Terry, Amy, commissioners, anything to add to that? Oh, okay, moving on. Engineer's office has 7 resolutions, 1 to award the 2026 microsurfacing contract to pavement maintenance systems, 2 resolutions approving contracts for pavement markings and crack sealing, 2 additional resolutions for the notice to commence for the pavement markings and crack sealing, a resolution to approve a road usage agreement with the Homewood Corporation for the innocent intersection of Schoolhouse Road and Painter Street in Violet Township, and a resolution appropriating from unappropriated for capital outlay construction. As you can tell, we've entered a bit of a busy season for the engineer's office. Facilities has a resolution approving a lease agreement with Community Action for space at the Tusing Road Government Services Center. So in addition to the WIC program for the health department, we do also have Community Action providing services out of Tusing Road for folks there in the northwest part of the county. And that has been a good arrangement, trying to work out some additional parking concerns that have kind of elevated with increased use there. So we'll work through those. JFS has 6 resolutions related to agreements for network placements. Regional Planning has a resolution to approve the Basel Western Logistics Subdivision Development Agreement. Holly, anything you want to add to that? Thank you. Sheriff's up. Oh, sorry. go
Sorry, this is good positive momentum. This ties back to the Basel Western road improvements. So they'll be looking to build a spec building there to allow us to then get some more funding from the developers to help.
Very positive, thank you. Sheriff's Office has 2 resolutions, one to extend the premier physician's team health contract and another to approve an amendment to the CFLP litter law enforcement application. They needed to make an adjustment in that request. So commissioners, you will have the ability to approve that today, and then that would move on to the CFLP for final approval. Want to add anything to that, Commissioner Davis?
Yeah, I mean, keeping it real, the budget that was submitted by letter to the CFLP was a mistake. And figured that out now, and they're trying to get that corrected. I don't see any problem with us supporting this application. I would just alert everyone to the possibility that the CFLP board might be a little more concerned about this than we are.
Thank you. And then lastly, community action has a resolution to approve of the disposal of recycling program equipment that is no longer being utilized. All right, Bart, budget review.
Our 2027 budget meetings with department heads and elected officials have continued. We're a little more than halfway done, so keep everyone updated as rest of the rest of the year.
All right, thank you for your work on that, for everybody that's participating in that process. All right, Bennett, calendar review and invitations received, please.
Thank you. Under calendar review and invitations received, the Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Agency has a special board meeting via Zoom today at 11:30 a.m. The Regional Planning Commission meeting will meet this afternoon at 6 p.m. at the Record Center. The Fairfield 33 Development Alliance Board meeting is scheduled for June 4th at 8:30 a.m. at Serba Solutions in Lancaster. The MORPC Executive Committee meeting is June 4th at 1:30 p.m. at MORPC in Columbus. The Workforce Center Pre-Apprenticeship Signing Day is June 4th at 2 p.m. An invitation for the Air Evac Life Team for their celebration of the 15-year anniversary on June 11th at 11 a.m. at the Pleasant Township Fire Department. And June 15th is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Wear purple to help raise awareness and stand against elder abuse. And there will be a bandstand time capsule event on July 4th at 1:30 p.m. at the Lancaster Downtown Gazebo. Under correspondence, the Commissioner's Office received a new liquor permit from the Department of Commerce Division of Liquor Control for 3550 Blacklick Eastern Road Northeast in Millersport. Matt Nyheiser, Village Administrator for the Village of Baltimore, sent a thank you note, and the Fairfield County Engineer sent his 2025 annual report. That is it.
Okay, Bennett, that's all.
All right, thank you, Johnny. On to updates from elected officials and department heads. To vote.
Business as usual, nothing to report.
So, Bart and I had a meeting this morning on some fiscal issues, and one of the things that I think we were probably on the same page on is that there's more than a chance that interest rates will remain somewhat sticky. From your vantage point, managing the investment revenues, I think our out years probably not current. I'm not recommending any current changes, but I think the out year projections are probably very conservative at this point. It's hard to imagine what sequence of events would dramatically change that equation in the near term.
I agree that right now, things appear to be relatively steady for years, but moving out, I think we have ourselves in a good position as far as how we have investments laddered out for the next 5 years. So stay the course.
Yeah, I think the commission would probably still be of the opinion, get long, get fast, whatever you can. Thank you, Jim. Morning, Lisa.
Morning. I have my staff finishing up all of our proofing and redactions for all of our images that we had scanned way back. Our goal is to have them out here this month. The end of the month is the deadline for us to be able to release all those images back to 1980. So that'll be extremely helpful to those who want to search. However, those records do have watermarks on them. So we are trying to do our best to help protect the records while we still are producing them as a public offering. And then next week I will be out. I will be attending the Ohio Recorders Conference. We'll be at the Deer Creek Lodge. So hopefully we'll have a very good event for that.
Job for ticks while you're over.
So I can, as you all know, and we have acquired a lot of ticks already this year on us and our dog, and we have used the little disposal things at the state parks to help be able to track those. It's kind of what?
More fun just to squish it.
They're not really that easy to squish.
Dr. Brown.
Hi there. I'll report that the Budget Commission has passed its policy procedure relating to how political subdivisions will support their budgets and their narratives. So we're reaching out to each of them to help them as they think about their 27 budgets and projections moving forward to justify the property tax rates. Board of Revision is moving along just fine. We will likely conclude by September. And we've been able to schedule most of those within half days and not have them every week. So I know that's very helpful to schedules and operations. The lodging tax portal is now live. So we're very excited about that online process for lodging taxes and reached out to everybody who uses those particular portals. The real estate website is changing, and we will be issuing a press release probably about the middle of June. If you want to preview the website, I can give you a link so you can take a look at it. We've had stakeholders take a look, title searchers and others. It is a goal to be more transparent, more organized, easier to navigate, and it's doing that, and we're very happy about that. And also are going to be adding a feature where you can click on a pie chart and you'll be able to see the property taxes that you pay, and it'll be broken down by levy as opposed to by political subdivision. That's been a little more complex than it might sound. We could do that ourselves quite easily, but to do it with the overall system is taking some additional work. Tax Incentive Council agendas are ready. Thank you to Amy for confirming that there'll be portions of those meetings that will be held in executive session. So if you serve on those councils, just be aware that there'll be portions that are held in executive session forward, and that is the only change in that particular process. The audit report for the year ended 12/31/2025 has been submitted, and the actual annual comprehensive financial report will be available this month. Very happy with all of the process that's happened this year. Very successful in terms of its efficiency. One question that has come up a couple of times, and it's an interesting question to me because it's the same question I remember answering around 1990, the difference between proper public purpose and an allowable expense. A lot of people think of those two as the same. To make it quite simple, an allowable expense is based upon grant terms and conditions where you may have a proper public expense, but it might not be allowable under that particular source of funding. There's a lot of discussion about that because people do confuse those concepts. The map of the month is about cemeteries. That was a special request from some folks who were eager to find particular grave markers. So the map of the month is one of the most comprehensive maps about cemeteries in Fairfield County. We were going to wait, hold that off until October, but there were too many questions. So that's why you see it now.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Update from the prosecutor's office.
Nothing else to add beyond the mayor's court discussion. Thank you.
Tony, what's happening?
As everybody's heard, there's a lot of discussion about data centers. And if you've been out by Miller's Port, they're moving pretty good out there on that project. I believe it happens to be with there's help, Mr. Levacy's help, that this is an anomaly, maybe from what I'm hearing on all these. They're purchasing their own power, they're not using as much water as what everybody. So I just will put that out there. It's a good thing all around. County and the village out there, and not really a detriment to the resources that we use.
Thank you, sir. Great.
Not Tony's help with a lot of wastewater stuff, so thank you very much to Holly and prosecutor's office for all the work they've been doing. I'd say enough for that. And it's, when they're starting to get some negative feedback, just because everyone thinks data centers are bad now because they're being told that way. But it's going to be for Miller's Port. It's going to transform it. It's not essential. So there's a lot of benefits there. Had a great meeting with Andrew last week. They're going to come up to Workforce Center soon to look at what we have to offer there. They are ramping up their hiring. They've got about 180 points now. So involved in that. And this week we have our signing day, which is our 8th signing day that we're doing. Can't believe it. It started way back with standing down at the gazebo down here in downtown Lancaster with trucks driving by and us trying to build excitement Yes, yes, with a tiny table. And now it's grown to what it is today. We have 36 individuals that we recognize from 8 different companies for being hired up. So exciting event. Thank you, Commissioner Levacy, for.
I could ask you a question. The underlying basis why I would ask such a question, but when we look at major projects in the short term happening in the county, we might think of the Vantage development. Google's about to expand rather dramatically their campus. And Borealis is coming through, and
Mega site,
what's that?
Hummel mega site, maybe? I don't know.
Well, Service Solutions, which by the way, we're going to be at Thursday. They're opening their doors for our 33 Alliance, and they've set a $400 expansion there. So.
The end of my question was, is there another project that we didn't just talk about in our, that is mega and in the offing that you can or can't talk about?
Yeah, so part of what Auditor Brown referenced with the TURC meeting, there's new legislation that limits what can be talked about. So even if employers talk to me or companies talk to me, just say this law has moved some transparency that we liked to have, because we want to try to be transparent. And now it quite frankly makes it illegal for me to talk about any of this. If the company meets with me and gives me any information, I need to get their written approval to that I can share with anybody.
And I guess that's what I'm asking. Are you involved in discussions right now that you can talk about? John Boyd.
Happy to report, we did finally close out with the state of Ohio on disaster relief. So the deposit comes in and we're able to pull that out. So it goes to transit. Most of it goes to the engineer's office, as they did most of the work on that. And, those continue to work through the townships, villages, and other applicants. So it's pretty positive that they're those projects out. Facilities, we're just paving at Liberty, so be cautious over there. It's a bigger project. Just kind of disrupts the parking a little bit here.
Before Dan starts, I want to tell them myself, they sent out a little test email there to see who's really doing things right, who's not. And I did not click on anything. I immediately alerted my boss to the problem, but I also replied to the email that I should not have replied to. And Dan gave me an F. I think I deserve like a C- type thing. You and I are going to sort that out later. I think there should be a gradient curve, but anyway. Apparently it's pass fail.
Yes, fish testing continues to exist in our organization. As I've shared at a number of different meetings. There are constant attacks against us, and so this is just one way to have a chance to learn. To learn from a situation and be able to see some of the red flags. So thanks for the transparency, the willingness to share. And we always attempt to get better. The only thing I wanted to share, we do have some staff changes in our IT department, as well as it being summer and vacation, time ramping up more. So if anyone needs anything and they don't feel like they're getting it, please let me know. And I can address that as needed.
All right, thank you, Dan. Corey.
Next Wednesday is our World Elder Abuse Awareness Event at the Levacy Center from 8 to 10 breakfast. And then in COVID, the Senior Hub Director will be the presenter with that. Our partner will be as well. So hope everybody can join us next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, buddy. Porter, anything?
Nothing initial, sir.
All right, Mr. Porter.
Good job, Art. I know his voice is like
I know that. I don't think his voice is-
All right.
He is, with, our health insurance folks today, having conversations.
That sounds like a lot of fun. In the back, anybody? Go hand up. Don't. I can go either way on this. All right, we appreciate y'all being with us today. Under old business, Commissioner Fix.
Yeah, a couple things. Before I took off for vacation, I had a chance to meet with Holly and Kelsey from our regional planning and just talking more about, what are the next steps with housing? And so we're gonna put another tour together and go see the villages and townships. And I know Jeremiah's got some stuff that he wants to talk about with them, and Cody's gonna join us, and probably Rick and some of his team. So we're gonna crank that up this summer. Also, we had a really good meeting with Greenfield and Lancaster. You've heard me talk in this room now for quite a while about trying to get that first agreement done. That is a cooperative economic development agreement that will lead to new community authorities that join Lancaster and Greenfield Township at the hip on development either within the city or in the township, and they'll both benefit from that. Last Friday, we had a meeting that got us down to about the half-yard line, and this coming Friday, we hope to get it across the goal line and get them to shake hands on it, and then we'll be working with Greenfield Township to get it passed and the city of Lancaster to get them to pass it. And then we'll take it to Hocking and Pleasant and Walnut and Thurston and there's a bunch of others that are interested in moving forward with this. So I feel really good about that. And later today, meeting with Rick Ricketts and other folks about his big projects that he's got going on Route 33, Violet Township and Greenfield Township.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Levacy under old business.
Yeah, so Commissioner Fix mentioned Greenfield and Lancaster, it's a big deal. So thanks for all that work on that. So last week, we celebrated Memorial Day last Monday, and in Millersport, we have a parade that ends at the cemetery. At the cemetery, we have Civil War veterans that buried there, as well as some from the Revolutionary War as well. But we had Colonel Tom Moe as spokesperson. And I'll tell you what, it was probably one of the most moving speeches I've ever heard. He talked about a gentleman by the name of Lance St. John, who was a fellow prisoner of war. And when he ejected from his jet that had been shot down, he landed and was badly injured. And of course, one of the things that happened as a prisoner of war, you get little to no medical help from the North Vietnamese at that time. And so even through his suffering and his beatings and everything else, he continually fought with the guards. And one time he actually cold cocked one of the guards and was able to escape. They later caught him. But this went on through the whole time that he was a prisoner of war. He constantly fought against his captors and ultimately ended up dying within and was buried. And he, Tom actually said that on the tombstone that they made out, they referenced in Vietnamese what a brave man he was. And he later received the Congressional Medal of Honor. So like I said, it was probably one of the most touching memorial services I was ever at. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So old for me under new, Commissioner Levacy.
So pre-apprentice, again, 30, how many? 32? 36. 36, that's fantastic. So I'm excited to be there and will you be there?
I'll be,
Okay,
I won't be there.
at this time.
I've always been to that one. It's a lot of me that I do this.
The flower, you.
Which we have one we add, and we've got later this month, so thank you. But we are looking for 37 because like our last student in the construction programs got hired this week.
Okay, all right.
So
So, yeah, it's, it's, what's good about this whole thing is not only are the students excited, but the employers are excited as well. So, it's very effective what we're doing there at the workforce center. So,
we mixed it up a little bit this time, so I think you're gonna like how we do it this year.
nice, thank you.
Commissioner Fix under new business.
I have none, thank you.
Under new business, Bart and I had a meeting this morning to go over some financial issues. Probably one that's more interesting to talk about than the others is we're having a little bit of bump in our sales tax revenue right now. And I think it's very possible, we'll all find out when we get to the end of this year, but all these major projects that are going on, Vantage project, the Google expansion, once Eastern Cottontail, if that finally gets resolved, gets up and running, Borealis spread comes through, we're gonna see those projects in our sales tax numbers. So I think there's more than a chance that what we saw in the last month, which was a 13% year-over-year increase, that may be the pattern for this year, given these very, very large projects that are going on in the county at this time. Is there any other issue or item that anybody would like to bring to the attention of the commission at this time? Dr. Brown?
Just mentioned that I am aware that Jack Janoso is going to want to meet with the commissioners at a point in time when he's able to share more information, and he's very excited and positive about the approach that you probably have already read about in the paper with it.
I did have a chance to speak with Jack yesterday. I'll let them tell their story on their own time. I think for most of us, the next 60 to 90 days may turn out to be very important to the future of the hospital. Any other issue or item? Please rise if you are able. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And it's gonna drive.
Bennett, do we have any announcements?
There are no announcements, Commissioner.
All right, we move on to the approval for the minutes of what date?
May 19th.
May 19th.
Weren't here last week.
May 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Let's go to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Minutes passed 3-0. From the Commissioners, Resolution 2026-06.02.a, a resolution to appropriate from unappropriated in a major expenditure object category.
The Commissioners will move items A, B, C, D, and E.
Second.
Discussion. Let's go to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. From the Fairfield County Court of Common Pleas, Resolution 2026-06.02.f, a resolution to appropriate from unappropriated in a major expenditure object category for the Court of Common Pleas, Fund Number 2365, County Probation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Let's go to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Emergency Management Agency, Resolution 2026-06.02.g, a resolution authorizing an account-to-account transfer for EMA Fund 2707.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Please go to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From the Fairfield County Engineer, Resolution 2026-06.02.h, a resolution to approve the contract bid award for the 2026 micro surfacing project.
Under Fairfield County Engineer, I move items H, I, J, K, L, M, and N.
Second.
Discussion?
So if the engineer were here, I would ask him a little more about, the road closure on Boone Path and 158, because it's going to be a big deal. It closed yesterday, and coming down 37, going both directions, it's a nightmare, and it's going to continue to be a nightmare for the next 5 months. It started out, it was going to be 90 days, now it's 150 days. So hopefully they get that project done sooner and ahead of schedule.
I did just receive a text from Jeremiah saying he got caught up in a couple other things this morning, but he is on his way here, Commissioner.
Okay.
Further discussion?
Should we wait?
Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. From Fairfield County Facilities, Resolution 2026-06.02.o, a resolution authorizing the approval of a lease agreement with Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Agency for office space at the Tusing Road Government Services Center.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy? Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Family and Children First Council, Resolution 2026-06.02.p, a resolution to request appropriations for Fund Number 7521.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Job and Family Services, Resolution 2026-06.02.q, a resolution authorizing the approval of a service agreement by and between Fairfield County Job and Family Services, Child Protective Services Division, and Journey Home Foster Care.
Fairfield County Job and Family Services, I move items Q, R, S, T, U, V, and W.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy? Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions pass 3-0. From the Fairfield County Law Library, Resolution 2026-06.02.x, a resolution to appropriate from unappropriated funds for the Fairfield County Law Library Resources Board, Fund 2761.
So moved.
Discussion?
This is a grant.
So what?
They're just getting a budget, they're appropriating. It's got $1,600, just finding out a good thing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear. I was actually gonna ask about that, so. Further discussion?
I can just share, I used to serve on the Law Library Board, and this is kind of an annual opportunity, so not,
Right. On its face, it doesn't look like a good thing, but it turns out it is.
It is.
Right, I understand. Thank you. Further discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy? Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From the Fairfield County Regional Planning Commission, Resolution 2026-06.02.y, a resolution to approve a development agreement for the Basel Western Logistics LLC subdivision.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? I don't, what is Basel Western Logistics? Do we know?
So it is a spec industrial building, so it'll be for logistic purposes. So, and as Greg mentioned, that we help us with the improvements along the southwestern corridor for the roadway design and transportation.
So this is separate and distinct from DHL?
It is. This is on the north side of Southwestern Road, kind of near Keys,
Okay,
in that area.
all right. Thank you. Further discussion?
It's the first of what could be 3 buildings there.
200,000 square foot in this one.
Probably will be, it's industrial building, so it could be anything. It could be a distribution center, it could be manufacturing, it just depends on what we're helping market it.
Further discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. From the Fairfield County Sheriff, Resolution 2026-06.02.z, a resolution authorizing the approval of a one-year contract extension between Team Health Premier Physician Services Incorporated and the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office.
Fairfield County Sheriff, I move items Z and AA.
Second. Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. From Fairfield County Utilities, Resolution 2026-06.02.b, a resolution to appropriate from unappropriated in a major expenditure object category for utilities 5846 bonds.
Fairfield County Utilities, I move items BV through HH.
Second.
Discussion?
Debt services, we also are appropriating from unappropriated for a back truck to clean the water and sewer lines. Sewer line. Maybe assisting the engineer's office with some calls.
Did you say vacuum?
Back truck.
Back truck, okay.
It's a jet and clean them and then back up.
Got it. You never had a back truck before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They use them now, and what we'll use them a lot for is hydro excavating. So whenever we got to dig up a curb box, it's got knocked over, we use that as opposed to bringing a track over back.
Further discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 3-0. From the Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Agency, Resolution 2026-06.02.II, resolution for the disposal of equipment purchased for the Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling Program by Fairfield County Commissioner.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Further discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. For the payment of bills, Resolution 2026-06.02.JJ, a resolution approving the payment of invoices for departments and expenditures requiring approval by the Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes 3-0. The next regular meeting is scheduled for June 9th, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Bennett. The commissioners will, I think, all be attending the 10:30 land bank meeting. That's here, right? This room. Apart from that, I think we're reasonably clear for the day as a group. Is there any other issue item that anybody'd like to bring the attention of the commission at this time? Hearing none, I accept the motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll
I
second.
got a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. The commission is adjourned with